This video is to highlight how to change the front hinge spring. This is the what we call the hinge for a Mark V, a DualKut and a Mark VI secateurs. The way that you can understand that the spring is broken is that if the secateurs is fully open, the first section of movement, there is no spring tension against it. It's not until you get to the last half that the second spring that's in the ratchet arm here then takes over. So you feel the spring there, but there's no spring tension there. The way we replace the spring is we disassemble the bottom arm from the top arm, and we do it by taking this circlip out here, and then this washer, and then we press the pin will come out. On the later Mark VIs, there is a steel bush here and a steel bush on the pin there. Be careful when reassembling later that the stepped edge of the bush goes in towards the secateurs, not facing out. We pull the bottom arm away from the top arm and we expose what is the bush. The spring sits in behind there. Now, on late model Mark VI secateurs, this bush is left hand, so it is a clockwise turn. On earlier model Mark VIs, it's a right hand bush, so it would be an anti-clockwise. What I'd suggest you do is when you open the secateurs to here, put some pressure on as though it was a right hand. If you feel it tightening, you know it's a left hand. So in this case, it's a left hand, so we're going to go clockwise. We're going to screw it out, lift the bush out, and then the broken spring, and it's the tail that breaks off, so that's the broken one, and that is the actual one. So this tail here has snapped off. So we discard the broken one. With the new spring, with the short end point going into the secateurs, we push that in so that the long tail's exposed at the front. With our bush again, we screw that bush in, and again, because this one is left hand thread, we are going to be going anti-clockwise to screw it in. If it was the early model, we would be going clockwise. Right, make sure it's in tight and firm. Right, this tail goes into this section here that I'm showing. So what we do is we position, watching the tail, we make sure it drops down inside that slot that I just highlighted. Turn the secateurs over, make sure that the bush is in, so that side's in, that side's in. The pin goes back on the side of the dual mode switch, so the pin pushes in there. Then we just move the pin, move the bottom arm around until we feel the pin going through, which it is there. We put the washer on first, and then the circlip. There's a number of different ways to put the circlip on. I tend to use a Phillips head screwdriver in between two of the points and just simply push until I feel it snap into place. So now we have tension back on that first section. So to test that you've done it correctly, that you have, is can you open and close the secateurs, feeling spring tension? Can you lock the secateurs? Yes, and open. And is the dual mode switch still operational? The reason I say that is that so that you haven't fouled anything in the process. Thank you.